So pseudo elements are to style one portion of the document. Do we know how many pseudo elements are there?
4. 5.
Okay. There are actually 10 elements. These 4 are experimental elements, so they're not ready to use. I'm going to focus on these 6 instead, because we can just use them. The first category is typographic pseudo elements. The first letter lets you select one letter of a block, and you can style this letter, but you can't use every style. There's a limitation of which styles that can be used. So this is like a newspaper style. We can do this easily by just adding font size and line height, but I prefer this one, which we are using all the valid styles to do the same thing. Second one is first line. This will let us style the first line of a block. The styles that we can use are not so much. It's just color and some text styles, so there's more limitation than the first letter. It's a simple example with just some blue color. But we can also add a rainbow picture if that's what we like. And the interesting thing is if we resize the browser, it still selects the first line. And this, I don't think this we can do in any other way. And the next one is highlight pseudo elements. Selection. The selection can only be used with double column. The other ones can be used with single column. And it's going to be IE8 supported. But selection only accesses double column. So we can highlight the selected part of the UI with mouse, selecting with the mouse. Here's an example. With the green background color and some color. And there's another example where so it is possible to do a little rainbow style. 3 abiding pseudo elements. These adds a new box to the DOM. The first one is backdrop. Backdrop adds a new box behind the top layered element. It is for to use with dialog and full screen selector, but they're not fully supported yet. They're only supported by Chrome. So here there's a button that says show dialog. The other one is a dialog, but it's hidden by default. So this is going to be used in model box style elements. So the example 1 class is for just to position the model box when it pops up. The backdrop on the other one underneath is to add opacity behind it. So we can see how it renders here. Before and after elements, these also create a box on the selected element if the content value is not none. It can be an empty string or anything, but not none. They are in line by default, and they inherit all the styles that can be inheritable. But they don't work with replaced elements, such as image and text area. These are actually not specified in the W3C, but the specification haven't been updated last 5 years, so we don't know if this is going to stay like this or not. So the content here is an icon font that creates the icon, and the other circle is the circle. Another example is we can create any shapes we like, but they usually we have to use a lot of styles. This is one of the small ones. This is the other things we can create, but they take a lot of time. So at work, we decided on running a CSS, single-div CSS challenge. This is some of the things we have created. So we should only use this for if the purpose is purely decoration and page still makes sense. And we should add area hidden true for the icons so that it's accessible. So we have 5.5 elements because backdrop is not fully supported. And I think these are great ways to solve problems than using other things. And we should always remember the accessibility. Thank you.